15 seconds left before the market opens. All right. So it looks like we're going to be looking for the short. What the heck? It didn't register. For some reason I've hit the short, but it's not registering for some reason. What the crap? Not really sure what's going on with that. For some reason it won't let me enter. I don't know what's... Oh crap. We'll see if we're going to break this swing here. So if you're just joining us, this is just 3 micros. Yeah, I tried to enter that right when that opened, but for some reason it was such a lag. I should have already been in this trade a long time ago. So, unfortunately. Because the ideal here is... I'm just gonna go to break even here. This way, if it comes back, since we didn't really get the fill we wanted on this trade, we'll risk a few points actually. We'll risk 5 points with 3 micros. Wouldn't mind to see us run these wicks down here. Because we could push all the way back up here to fill in this gap back up here at the 15s or 18s. Like I said, we do have a gap fill in here. I'm not sure if we're going to fill that in tonight. We had a pretty good day on this account here. We're up about $900 on this account overall. So we're going to go to break even now since we're up about 5 points here. I still don't understand why. What the heck? Not really sure what that was. All right, so that was just pretty much a break-even trade. See if we can get above the VWAP here. Maybe make another little push up here towards this gap fill. I hate that I got the bad field here. I'm not really sure. Like I said, fairly new to trading this opening. I was trying to get short up here around the 90s, and that would at least give us our first initial 10 and look for a runner. So now we're kind of on the 5-minute time frame, and I was just kind of looking to see if we can get above the VWAP and maybe we can push up to fill in this gap here. All right, we're about to get a new 5-minute candle. Oh, wait, this is 3-minute candle. I thought I was on 5-minute. All right, so we're already at break even on this trade here. Oh, don't do that to me. That thing wicked me. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take 5 more points off of this just in case we reverse off this 21 EMA. Yeah, see, we just hit that 21 EMA there. There's your 21 touch. You could just reverse here all the way back down to 93, kind of bounce off your 9 EMA for a push back up. Now we're going to do 5 more since we stayed above the 600 level. We're shooting for 610. That'll be our gap fill in. Nice. Nice on the gap fill. And this was on the 3-minute charts here. I should have got the short too. I hated that. I don't know what was going on when I was trying to enter that short. Once I saw this candle push here, make that wick, I tried to get short in the 90s. And, you know, we got down to like, what, 72, 75. That would have been another 10-point winner. So, not really sure what happened there. Man, it looks like we almost have a 3-minute breakout here. I feel like that first couple minutes is pretty much your trade here. Wow, what a nice reversal after that gap fill. Wow, nice push. See, I don't know if I'll take any more trades. I think we're just going to do the opening, guys. I kind of wonder if we'll have a bigger sell-off since we filled in that gap fill that will continue moving down. So this is just 2 micros here too. Waiting to see if we can kind of get below this gap here. All right, we're going to take some risk off here. This way we're only risking about a few points here. We're just kind of right above the VWAP here. And if we can get another little 3-minute candle here to print and continue bullish, actually I'm still going to risk a little bit, just the fact that it's only 2 micros here. So we'll just risk 5 points. So that'd be like risking 20 bucks or something like that. Still got 13 seconds left on this candle. Man, I was hoping to get a little bit more push on this next candle. I mean, we are up a few points. I was hoping we get to the bottom of this gap. Hopefully we don't have to trade back up into this gap here. Like I said, we just got a 5-point stop loss on this with 2 micros. I was kind of hoping we run these almost equal lows down here. I mean, we're right. I'm not saying it's quite equal lows, but it's pretty close. We got 2 big wicks down here at the 60s. We did catch the trade to finish in this, to fill in the gap here. We had a little daily gap fill in. Also heard that Trump may be speaking. I thought I heard someone talk about that, so we could get some crazy movement this evening too. And I think it's like the 100-day speech or something like that. We may go to break even since we got up 7. That's kind of big for the Asian market here. Oh, come on. I'm gonna still risk a little bit. So now we're just kind of in this for 3 points times $4. So what is that? $12 if we do get stopped out. So it's not a big deal. I was hoping this little push here would at least give us our 10. There we go. There's the first target. What's up, Outer? You off work already, or are you still at work on your cell phone? I hit that first swing. I was hoping we'd take out that next swing down here. Okay, nice. Ooh, look at this little momentum here. It's like, man. So far, we're having a nice little Asian opening market. We're up 149 so far, just trading 2 and 3 micros, just keeping it small. Yeah, this morning was hard. I actually had a really good trading morning. I think it's because I wasn't live streaming, so I wasn't as like I was able to focus a little bit better since it was just me sitting here by my, not worried about the chat or whatever else is going on around me. So we had a fairly good morning this morning, and we also did the end of the day. What is it called? The 350 death candle. That's just borderline gambling there. I'm not gonna lie. The death candle was just gambling. I mean, there's no skill. There's no you're just putting in 2 orders, one for a short, one for a long. So basically, you're just hedging the markets. Basically, all you're doing. But so far, we're 3 for 3 on that trade, Outer. So today we made like $600 off of that trade. We went in with 3 minis for 10 points. So we were risking $300 to make $600 on one account. Then the other account that I'm up $1,700, we were only risking $100 to make $100, just because I didn't really want to risk a lot of that account. And we also took funded trades this morning. I posted in the Discord the 3 minutes that I was looking for. So these are the trades that we were looking for today. These were the 3 minutes. Yeah, this week is probably going to be pretty tough being non-farm payroll. So here's the trade we took this morning. We posted before we had the 3-minute breakout here. So we took this for 20 point. We got short. Is this one? No, I think I took I think this was the second one I took. There was one before this that I took that the trend line didn't quite. I didn't use this as my trend line. I used this here and this and went up like that. So. But I did take that on a second funded for only $80 with 2 micros. So we took 2 separate trades with the 3-minute breakouts today. So I think it was this one that says I did take the 3-minute trade on 2 micros for 20 points and 45 points. Okay, so I ended up getting 45 points total on this trade with 1 micro. I was targeting this wick here, so that was their target there, and I had my stop loss or take profit just right above this wick, and as you can see, we hit. So that was the second trade. But like I said, just being only a couple micros, we didn't get the, a lot of money, but that's okay. Actually, I don't think I can't remember. Did I take that? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, we did. Yeah, so now we finally got our one account, our one funded account right there back at the $1,000 mark. Outer. So hopefully this time I can finally get that thing over the threshold. I didn't hardly take any trades on funded accounts in April for some reason. I kept missing all my trades because I've been just strictly doing the breakouts on the higher time frames, like the 3 and 5 minute time frames. And so what it is, I'll miss those trades. So when those trades happen the most is during the lunch hour. So usually that's the lunch hour reversal that those trades happen in. They usually happen, believe it or not, the 3 minute and 5 minute breakout hardly ever happens early morning, like during the New York session. It always happens before the New York session opens and during the lunchtime reversal. And I always end up usually missing it. But see, I don't think I took one losing trade on my funded accounts last month. But I only had like 5 or 6 funded account trades. I didn't have very many. And I was even, because I was still just kind of like unsure about the breakouts. I was using 2 accounts that I was in the hole in. And we were able to at least get them back to break even. I think we'll play 70, just right below this swing. I don't know about you, Outer, but I hardly ever trade the Asian market. We're trying to find different times to stream because it's so hard to get subscribers early in the morning because of all the streamers that there are. So you pretty much got to stream when really no one else is streaming, especially when you're smaller channels. So that's why we're streaming this evening at this time. I may get on tomorrow morning and stream pre-market because there's a lot of news today. Where is my, whatchamacallit at? I'll do it here. Here's the economic news. So usually we put this in the Discord pretty much once a week just so you can, and I also post it on YouTube too. And this way you don't really forget about the news. But tomorrow, I don't think this is the normal non-farm payroll. I think this is the less of the mover of the non-farm payroll. I think it's the one Friday is where you get the really big move. But this is 3-star news tomorrow morning. So like I said, we may get on and stream. Is that, I don't know if that's right. Is that can't be right. I'll look that up. I think that's a wrong time because 8:30, that just does not seem right. Oh, never mind. Eastern time. So that's 7:30 my time. Never mind. You're right. We're right. I was getting mixed up. I live in Central Time Zone, so kind of iffy about the time sometimes. I forget. All right. So yeah, tomorrow 8:15, 7:30, and 10 o'clock there for our 3-star news. Then Thursday, 8:30 unemployment claims. Then 10 o'clock you got manufacturing news. Then Friday, this is your big one, non-farm payroll. So should be a pretty interesting week. Then these are the setups that I had posted earlier today. And like I said, I try to post them before they happen. So this is why this is there, because this is a trade that we were going to take. in a little while, I'll try to make a video of the 3-minute breakout. I was able to record one of them. I tried to record the first one, but for some reason, the thing recorder messed up on Streamlabs. I guess I'm not aware of that, the index futures. Is there a little bit more volume in that market, Outer? I also was wondering about gold. I heard gold was pretty active in the evening time too. So if we can get this, we'll have 2 winning trades. The first trade was a kind of a break-even trade. For some reason, Bulenox would not let me enter a trade because the idea with this is, so you're waiting to see if there's going to be a gap. And as soon as I see a pullback and a wick on this candle, I try to get short. The HSI 915 Eastern is very active. All right, I'll check them out tonight then. I'll just get on here and just put them on. Let me put that in here real quick so I don't forget about that. I'll just start a new chart. How about we'll do that? Let me get another chart going. So all right, you said it's called HSI? Or is that, yeah, there it is. Woo, what's up with the candles there? Is that just the way it looks? I don't know. I would think so. Outer trades prop firms, Kevin. Oh, so you're using real money, Outer? I mean, I can find out. I'll take a trade. And is it open or no? Or is it closed? Let's see. You said CFD? Huh. Oh, that's a broker. Okay. I'm just going to look that up. HSI. So is that market? I'm not sure. I heard somebody else mention that Trump was speaking today, or right now, but I'm not positive. Yeah, he's still speaking live. I don't usually watch a lot of political stuff. I've also been wanting to try to trade gold, but I haven't really tried it much lately. We got within just a few points of our target here. I think if I can get the last target on this trade, this will probably be my last trade for the opening here. We got the fill in the gap here. There was a gap, daily gap, or when the market reopens, there was a gap created from all the volume we had today. And so we pushed back down. I got long around 83, 84, no 85, because I remember I took my first 10 points off at 95. Then my last target was sitting there at 610, and it was right below this gap fill in. It was sitting at about 611, 613. Then I got short here once we started crossing back under the VWAP, and plus it looks like we're about to break out of this little fair value gap that we had here. We did hit our first target of 10 points because we started off with just 2 contracts, and we still got 1 contract that I was trying to hit down here right at this swing. We got a swing down here with 2 wicks sitting at about 67. It looks like 67. So we're just right above those levels. So I know one thing, trading this opening, you definitely got to have patience to sit through this. Plus, this is on the 3-minute charts. And we've had some pretty ugly price action. I mean, look at all this basically sideways trading that we had here. And see, this is what I struggle the most with in trading. I've mentioned this a few times, where I struggle whenever we're trading sideways and getting breakouts. So we don't get the classic form like bear flags and bull flag setups. So usually it's a bear flag, like consolidating sideways, then a big drop. And see what happens is, you're thinking like this big bearish candle, there's going to be a drop here, but what happens? It reverses on you. So these are the type moves that is so easy to get caught in if you're trying to trade breakouts. And so I think that's why I struggle the most, because I like trading breakouts. And so this is what causes me to struggle trading these breakouts. So what I try to do whenever the market is like this, I try to stick to strictly level trading. So this morning we traded like the 15-minute opening range, or the opening from this morning. The opening is what I traded mostly this morning. So basically what it is, it was from the yesterday's close. I guess that's not today, because it would have been yesterday's, which would have been down back in here like at the 520 something, 528 from this morning. So that's what I was trading for most of this morning. I took 2 trades off of that level this morning. The first one was like a small loser because I kept a tight stop loss, because I knew once we got above that level, we wouldn't get back above it, or below it. And we didn't. We pretty much, it was actually right here. Nope, that's today's low. I guess they just don't have it on here no more. I guess it updates whenever the market reopens. But yeah, if you're looking for really good levels to trade, these do really well. If you're looking for some kind of liquidity run to run like yesterday's highs or yesterday's close, then you can kind of trade it with a fair value gap. And once we, say if it forms a fair value gap over here, you can trade the inversion gaps, where once that inversion gap fails, you can get short below that gap. Looks like we're about to get stopped out here. Hopefully the 9 and this 20 will hold up here. I was hoping, well, since Trump's speaking, he would say something to give us a little bit of nudge here in the Asian market. But that's a no-go. Right now, we're just kind of consolidating. I guess if you guys were watching the Methodical Man, he would call this his Tom Sabo box, or the Sabo box, or the idiot box. I think Methodical Man has a baseball. He's doing, I think he's doing the coaching the baseball this evening, so he's not on. Come on. We only need about 10 more points. You can do it for us, nasty ass. Outer, I don't know if you're still in here. Are you still holding on to your large 150K account? Or your $300,000? Is it 300,000 or your 150 count? I know you said you had a fairly large PA account. I didn't know if you ever took any trades on it. I gotta figure out how to put music on here on the stream. There's something to listen to, so I gotta do that. So the entry for this was probably back up here at the 90s. So that's kind of what we did here. So once we had that push up to the 10s and we pull back, hit those 90s. So basically I will shorten the 90 here. So that's my idea of this entry here, shorting the 90 level. For anybody that was curious what I was looking for as far as my short goes. Plus we were pushing back below the VWAP here. I just hope we don't have one of those deals where we keep bouncing off the 90 EMA. We're going to have to push up and have a 20. So we may even risk a little bit of this profit and pull it back just a little bit more. So we're just right below this 21 EMA. Yeah, for some reason it wouldn't let me enter it this evening. So I was only here when we opening. So what happened is I hit it multiple times. I didn't think it was letting me enter it. Then when it finally did, I was in for 18 micros. So I closed it because I didn't want to get caught in a bad deal. So I really didn't get that trade this evening. So the next trade I took is I took the gap fill in. So I got long at 85 for the push back up for this gap fill in. So that was the trade we got early. Oh, see, I didn't know that, Kevin. I did not. All right, so we may have to try it with a different account tomorrow then if we end up doing that then. We won't do it with Bewley. So yeah, it was a huge delay. Like I hit it like probably 5 times. I'm like, man, what's going on with this thing? Then when it finally entered, I was like 18 deep. Yeah, thanks for letting me know that so I don't do that again. The account that I really want to get past is probably the Take Profit Trader account. Ooh, this is some grinding. Yeah, today was my first day taking that Take Profit Trader, and I went heavy on the very first trade because I'm doing the 150,000 one, and so I wanted to have a big buffer, and so I went in super heavy with 5 minis. Since you have to make $9,000, that seems like a lot to me. But I'm interested in the daily payouts, though. I think that's something that'd be nice to have. Methodical Man seems to be doing okay with the daily payouts with them, and I hear a few other traders talking about it too. Which trade? Are you talking about the one we took at the opening? Are you talking about the Take Profit Trader? I went in 5 minis. Yeah, it worked out. Yeah, it did. I took it during the New York session this morning. I wasn't streaming when I took it. No, if I'm trading something with that many contracts, it has to be during high volatility because there's no way I could trade that during slow down or just grinding. I has to know if there's like because I want it to be instant. I don't want to be holding 5 minis and just waiting and say, okay, this trade looks like it's going to go that direction. Just breakouts only whenever I go that many. Because most of the time when we're trading high volatility, we can go to break even fairly fast, and you'll just either take a break even trade or it's going to work. I don't know if I could do it on a funded account. I don't really have the courage to do it on funded. Those are just eval trades. So like today in my funded accounts, I only traded 3 micros and 2 micros. We made 120 on one account and like 80 something on the other. Nice. All right, so we hit our target. It took a little bit, guys, but we finally got it. So we're trading this one account. We made 186 so far just off those 2 trades. Like I said, we're just trading micros because I'm not really that familiar with trading the opening here in the Asian market. So we just trading small. This way, if we do take a loss, it's not too devastating. But this is the account that we trade today. We had a really good day on this account. We got lucky and we've been doing the 350 algo candle at the end of the day. And we've been going in kind of heavy on it too, from 1 to 3 micros. And looking for anywhere between 5 to 10 points. So today we did 10 points with 3 micros and got 600 bucks. So far we're 3 for 3 with that 350 candle. We started doing it last Friday. It's something Methodical Man had started doing and he was telling me about it. So I was like, we'll give it a whirl. We got these 90% counts. So if you want to try something new, the 90% counts are, you know, what you would do that with. I lost my Discord. And the only thing that I'm taking funded on is the breakouts. The 3 or 5 minute breakouts. So in Discord, I do post these breakouts before they usually happen because I'm using this little trend line thing that pretty much puts the trend line on there for you on TradingView. We did take this one. The only thing, I didn't think it was an A setup because it didn't really match up well with trauma. This yellow line is the trauma line, so it didn't really match up well with it. So, sounds good, Outer. Have a good evening. Yeah, I'm only going to be on here for a few more minutes myself. We were just coming on here to trade the opening to see if we could get a couple little victories. But thanks for letting me know about Bulanox not working very well at opening. But this was the trade today that we took on the 3 minute breakout. So I think we would have got short here once it broke the line. And I think this ended up going down to this wick here before it reversed because I had my last target down here in the 70s. Unfortunately, all my funded accounts are with Apex because I blew my Bulanox funded last month by accident. I had talked about that a little bit too. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't use all the trend lines they put on there, Kevin. Like, see, I wouldn't. That one there is that the same one? What time frame is that? Let me pull that back up again. Oh, I think that was from this. Okay, this was, see, I wouldn't have traded this. This was from this evening. See how ugly this looks right here? I never trade whenever we consolidate into like this type of trend line. It has to be like, you know, nice little, where it's like nice little U shapes. Like this here. So like we took this one. Wait, no, here. It would have been back up here. But the indicator is called TBT by Chart Prime. It's a free indicator. But it's like any indicator that you're going to use. I mean, you got to take it with a grain of salt. You almost have to just add it to other stuff. I just use it as like kind of a reference. If it's something there that I don't see, sometimes I take it, but a lot of times I add it with the trauma with it. And sometimes the 5 minutes will look a little cleaner. So this 5 minute one looks a little bit cleaner. The only thing about this one today, you would have had to jump in on the breakout because once it broke this trend here, it just really went. It didn't really wait to get that second printed candle before it broke out. Did you find it, Kevin? Yeah, it's called trend line breakouts with targets. The one that we got highlighted here, Kevin. To me, my favorite indicator, which is just putting levels on here, is today's low, today's high, yesterday's close, and yesterday's high. These levels right here, like I've been taking trades off of these levels the last couple days, and they've been working really well. Especially on really choppy days, whenever you get a lot of chop like this. So I never take those trades. You mainly trade the Fibonacci. The only Fibonacci thing that I really use is the mid session of the day, like the 50% pullback. I think it's not in here right now. All right, guys. Like I said, we were only going to stream for an hour, but I think we're going to come back pre-market tomorrow for the stock market news. There's going to be a lot of news tomorrow. Also, if you don't care to keep up with news, if you go over to the Discord and just go all the way down to the bottom and type in, it's the tab economic news, and it'll put it there for you. So tomorrow morning, we do have a lot of news starting at 8:15. This is like the AGA non-farm payroll 3-star news, along with whatever the heck, GDP and core PCP price index. Then Thursday you got unemployment claims, then also manufacturer numbers. Then Friday, this is the really big mover. I think a lot of times this always gets 100 points plus. I mean, I don't ever trade it, but it's still kind of fun to watch. But non-farm payroll. So hopefully the market's not too crappy the rest of the week, knowing non-farm payroll is coming up. So we'll have to see. Yeah, you guys too. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching. And we will be back tomorrow. But we'll try a different prop firm for the gap opening tomorrow. I guess Kevin in here said he's tried trading Bulanox at the opening. For some reason, it wouldn't let me entering. So what happens this wall a few minutes ago, an hour ago, I tried to enter it and it was nothing happening. So I hit it multiple times. And when it did enter me, I was in 18 micros. So we had to close it. I was like, whoa. So we just closed it down. All right, guys, have a good one. Thank you.